looks like everybody's here. I'll go ahead and transition us to
We're in game.
the game.
Ah.
Let's see how this works. Well, that's kind of neat. Alright. I did not do a recap of the last session again because, well, mainly time, and mainly because you fought some survivors and then got the hell out of there and decontaminated.
Yeah.
It wasn't a whole lot. You found some things.
Some data. The plan was to start clearing scrap.
Yep. And that's where you're currently at. You're in orbit around Rain. You now have a shuttle stats. Let me present those to you.
Handy.
Yay! A whole page full of nothing. Go to the character sheet.
Doesn't.
It does not show you a character sheet. I see that. Hang on. Oh, I gotcha. Okay. There you go. Go to the character sheet. And there's your ship, your shuttle.
It's called a Faraday egg.
It's called a Faraday egg.
Nice.
That works for me.
It has a considerably less maintenance cost than your ship.
Oh yeah.
It costs less than the maintenance on your ship.
Mhm.
We maintain our ships by buying shuttles and then taking them apart for spare parts that we use for maintenance.
I mean, kind of probably could. It would be a lossy proposition.
What if we steal shuttles and take them apart?
That would be more profitable, yes.
And hence space piracy was born.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
sure it's already been
there
born.
it's
Yeah,
already
because-
been, yeah. There,
I was
considering according to our files, we've already done some of
Oh,
that. Yeah.
I mean, we have to start saying "yar" a lot.
No.
I was hoping it could work like ladders and 10-foot poles and.
Oh my goodness. The maintenance that is coming from your main gun is almost as much as the entire cost of that shuttle.
You mean our main gun that doesn't work?
Yes. Still have to maintain it.
No.
Why are we maintaining a gun that doesn't work?
So that you can repair it without it just breaking and being completely forever useless.
And probably destroying the ship the first time we try to fire it.
Yeah, maybe that too. Maybe. You know.
Mhm.
So, we now know how much cargo space the shuttle has, and it is surprisingly a lot. 10 tons. It's about 10 times more than I thought it would have.
But still not. How much tonnage of stuff did we?
50.
50. So it would take 5 trips.
It'll take 5 trips over the course of a week.
Yeah.
And every time we go in there, we're gonna have to deal with zombies.
No, you've You believe you've more or less cleared them out. Colleen was able to find a couple, but they basically look like they were in their dying throes.
I was gonna say, I think we cleared out the active zombies, or there's the dying ones that we'll just sort of leave to their own.
Dying.
Yeah,
Zombie blight.
unless we're feeling merciful and want to give them the kill shot, which that doesn't sound. I mean, Dude definitely would not want to do that because that just seems morbid. He doesn't like the idea of just leaving them to die, but he also doesn't like the idea of tracking them down and killing them.
Well, no, I think if we came across them, Cap would put them out of their misery, but she's not going to actively hunt them then. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like, okay, let's take care of these guys if we come across them, but like, yeah,
You guys are planning to take the lightning rod of this tower.
they're gonna
So-
die anyway.
Yeah, either way, you guys are actively killing them.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, they're already dead, pretty much,
Mhm.
basically.
They're dead, they're just fighting it.
Maybe they're dead and loving it.
Nope, those positions look like they're in pain.
Boo, Mel, boo.
Now we can't be sure that there isn't a masochist lying there enjoying their death, but probably unlikely.
I think masochists enjoy certain types of pain, not the uncontrolled, overall full body racking pain.
It's a tower full of ghosts. It's what I would have wanted.
Well, then they deserve to die.
You guys are mean.
Mm-hmm.
Stop being mean to my NPCs.
No, we're just being mean to goths.
No,
There you
that's fair.
If it was a tower full of furries, we'd have to nuke it from orbit.
Find some way to do it, yes. Sorry if that offends any of our listeners.
What if I have a planet full of furries, though?
I gotta say this is a sci-fi setting, so the odds of that happening would be considerable.
If so, we have a sample of a virus that tends to be very effective.
For fuck's sake, Star Trek has a species of furries.
Don't believe you've actually captured that sample of the virus yet, have you?
Star Wars has at least
No,
Yes, we have.
we haven't.
Yes, we did.
I don't remember that, Nick.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
No, we didn't. We specifically said no.
I specifically said Colleen did.
I'll take a look when I get the recap going. I'll catch that. Do you remember whereabouts that was?
At the very end when we were leaving.
Okay.
Oh, Cap's not gonna be happy.
I was gonna say, Colleen might have done it without Cap knowing.
Yeah.
I think the problem was
Because I'm
that we
pretty
weren't.
sure I said no.
We don't know if we have anything that they could hold a sample that we can guarantee is completely safe.
Yeah.
We don't know how it propagates. We don't know if it passes through glass. We don't know if it passes through.
We don't
Well, I mean,
know. Yeah.
Ideally, we are assuming it doesn't pass through our fucking vac suits, but yeah.
I don't think it can. I don't think Mike would do that to us.
Well. Uh-huh.
Corrosive and invasive is a atmosphere that can be rolled on the planet generation table.
Nice.
Unpleasant.
That means it not only slowly starts destroying everything it comes in contact with, but it also gets into the things it is destroying and destroys them better.
Oh yeah. Well, we definitely went to the med bay and everybody got a checkup before we went any further in the ship after disinfecting.
Yeah.
Did we have to do anything now, Mike? Mechanically, did we have to do anything special to disinfect getting back onto the ship, or does the ship have a built-in disinfect in the airlock sequence?
The ship has a built-in disinfect, but you had to set it at the most extreme setting because you couldn't identify what you were disinfecting against.
Right.
So
yeah.
you bombarded yourself with everything, which is why you
Gotcha.
took system strain for it.
Yeah, better safe than sorry. Ooh. So we didn't really grab any. We didn't grab any salvage on the way back from the first day, I don't think, because we just grabbed the data and we're like, okay, we're done for the day because that was really stressful.
You get the 1.5 tons from the maintenance basement.
Gotcha.
That should be on your ship inventory already. It did not appear. Yeah, it does. It is. Not the 1.5 tons, but the other stuff is.
Yes, we left the 1.5 tons out because we're still in the air how much we could get, and you were going to figure out how much the shuttle can carry.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
That's why it's not on there.
Okay. I thought I had said that you get to take the 1.5 tons, and if it happens to be too much for the shuttle, then oh well, oops.
Then we'll all fall down and die.
Yeah, that was the oops. So go ahead and add the 1,500
1.5 tons.
worth of scrap. So it should be at 64,230.
Okay. Whoa.
That's one way to do it, I think. Not quite the way I was hoping for, since it's really confusing. Yes.
There we go. I fixed it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Are you sure you fixed it? Because it should be 31.5 now.
The scrap?
Mm-hmm.
No, Mike said 64,230.
That's what we had.
No.
No, no.
Here's
Yeah.
what we have after the 1.5 tons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is the exact same value we had before.
No.
No, it's
we
not.
had like
2,730.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
it was
it
62,730.
And
Well,
if you lost 1.5 credits worth of scrap, I'm okay with that.
Well, as soon as we get back on the ship and get disinfected, dude would kind of look at everybody else. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm still feeling a little grungy after all that. I mean, we may be medically safe, but I'm gonna go take about as long a shower as the water reclamation system will let me, and I'm gonna get some food. So I'll see you guys in a bit. And he heads down to his quarters.
Oh, I think Cap's inclined to do the same thing. Get the decontamination stuff off. Soothe the skin a little bit.
Yeah, I got to imagine the vac suits are a little sweaty. No internal ventilation system is perfect.
Oh, Colleen's is fine, except that she's drinking vomit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oops.
So yeah, if anybody comes into the kitchen area after a while, they'll see dude sitting there with a. Ugh. Have we ever picked up any? We haven't managed to get any beer anywhere, have we?
I don't believe so.
Damn. He's not going to start in on the hard shit.
I was gonna say Cap has alcohol,
Oh yeah, it's a little. Yeah, he's just.
but it's definitely the hard stuff.
Dude could have some beer in his room. Be limited supply.
Eh.
If you think he was a drinker.
I assumed Cap was a drinker. any ship captain has got to have something other than Earl Grey tea.
Oh yeah.
So he's in
Cat
the
is
mess
sacked
hall?
out. Dad
Yeah, he's
is
down in the
sacked
mess hall.
out.
And yeah, if he's got a small limited supply, he probably would have cracked one because it's been a rough day.
Okay. Clark likewise goes straight off to his room. Says something in a bad accent about being tired.
Yeah, I want Jeff to watch.
Tired.
Yeah, so now Jeff gets to watch that. Now Jeff has to watch that.
Colleen?
She's gonna be in her quarter, takes a shower, and then she'll actually spend some time going over what she did to the system down there to basically prepare for the run on the main terminal, the master terminal.
Okay.
So she's
And
basically plotting.
Nemo.
Yeah.
Nemo will actually start going through to see working on the computer, see if he can what I can find about historical information regarding this planet, the towers, and particularly the tower we just visited. See if we can find out any mention of what actually happened down there.
The tower you just visited?
Yeah.
Or in general, for the planet?
Well, in anything mostly about the tower we just visited, but anything about the planet really, just looking for background information of what happened here on this planet.
Okay. Alright,
If
give me
there
one
are
second for both of
any
you.
broadcasts or anything that mentioned anything about what would cause this tower to go out of communication, how long it's been, all that stuff. If it has a designation, if this tower has some sort of official designation, then anything whatsoever that even mentions that designation.
You keep fading in and out, Mel. I'm able to hear you, just wanted to let you know.
There's not really anything I can do about that.
Okay.
It's the Discord connection. It is not good, and it'll never be good.
No, it's not the connection. It sounds like you're moving back and forth from the mic, like you
I'm
were
not.
singing Chocolate Rain.
I'm not. I'm sitting perfectly
Yeah.
still watching TV.
Okay.
No, I think it's that the microphone is not quick to pick up the. It always seems to have to ramp up for a second at the beginning of any sentence. When you're talking consistently, it seems fine, but every time you start a sentence, it feels like it's cranked the mic gain down again.
But I think at least on my end, it's the every so often the the bars of the connection just drops to to a single red dot.
Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
okay.
It's been happening ever since we started using Discord, so there's not really anything you can do about it.
Gotcha.
Oh.
Or rather, it happens every time I use Discord to connect to something transatlantic.
Ah. Might be contributing to.
Quite
Um,
possibly.
Okay, an hour. That's what I was looking for. So, yeah, Nick, Colleen should spend at least an hour basically planning her hack, and she. Um. Interesting. It simply says if they spent at least an hour planning this specific hack, the skill check only requires the main action. Um, but it doesn't say anything about needing to be connected to the system or have any access to a similar system. So you're literally just brainstorming how to hack the system after having seen it for a little bit.
Yep, she's basically analyzing what code she used.
Okay.
Basically, break through what she was running into.
And I'm okay with that. The skill check will determine whether it was a successful brainstorming session or not, anyways. So the fact that you're planning how to hack a system that you don't have current access to, or can't currently see, is guided by the skill check, by the numbers. Nemo, you guys have a bunch of data that you've pulled from other computers. Um, that Beacon Industries pre-screen mining data, miscellaneous data, contract data, probably not so much what you're looking for. Research data, also probably not so much for what you're looking for. The broadcasts you're seeing from Rain Lalotti haven't touched at all on what has happened to the planet or to any of the towers down there. They're just, conducting live shows. None of them are a History Channel. Um,
Damn it.
So if Nemo is looking for any kind of data on that, or any kind of information on that, the data you got from Beacon Industries Tower is probably his most likely candidate for starting.
Okay, I'll start there then.
Okay. Um. Excuse me. Have you guys gotten that data off of the data slabs and into a data storage unit, by the way?
Yes.
I was
Okay.
gonna say I feel like that'd all be Colleen. Once he finishes up with
I'll be
his
back in just a moment.
Okay.
once he finishes up with his meal, dude would actually track down the
Hey,
art.
hang on, Matt. Hang on. I'm still working with Nemo here.
Wasn't gonna be anything.
All right. Well, Mel, it would be either program or no check to try and sift through that data for anything of relevance. Let's go ahead and make that check, and then I'll pop over to dude.
I'll take the no. Hint, no, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. Actually, Nick, I guess you wouldn't necessarily need to have it on a storage, data storage unit. You could have it set in a um, portion of your ship computer, which I really should put a limit on it because it's not like that's infinite storage.
No, she would have put it on one of the storage units since we have
Okay.
plans for
There you go.
that data. It doesn't need to be in the ship system.
Okay. Okay. Nemo starts parsing through the miscellaneous data pulled from Beacon Industries. Matt, go ahead.
Yeah, dude would just track down the couple of refugees that we got tasked with basically cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and would actually walk them down to the maintenance shop and actually start going over this is the organizational method that I use to keep my stuff straight. He
Okay.
just wants to make sure they put his crap away where he keeps it.
Well, you've got 4 people. Who are you taking with you?
Did we task them all with cleaning?
Tom seems to have put the other 2 to work while you guys were working on the tower.
Gotcha.
By the way, Mike, that should only have been an 8. I didn't realize I already had the extra bonus there, so I added a +1 too many.
Okay.
So if that makes a difference, that's an 8 and not a 9.
Okay. Thanks.
Um,
Probably should get you a list of names for the NPCs on your ship, huh?
I'm just trying to. Yeah, he would actually have tracked down the kid and the old guy, the
Okay.
first 2.
Okay.
He thinks that he feels like giving the kid something more specific to do just to take his mind off of, the changing situation and everything, and he feels like the old guy might at least appreciate, taking care of something and helping the kid out. He's just trying to keep him occupied
Okay.
and also make sure they don't mess up his stuff.
um, the old guy says, Tom already told us to kind of keep away from that corner over there.
Well, and I appreciate that, but as long as I know that you're putting my stuff in the right places, I don't mind. It just don't nothing anything in progress on that cabinet, or sorry, that counter. Like that's this is kind of not done. I'm working on it. Don't touch it. Counter. But like the rest of them, I mean, I try to put my stuff away when I'm done working on it, but sometimes I just tend to fall asleep down here. And I mean, considering we're in space and gravity is not exactly a reliable constant, if you do see tools and shit laying out and I'm sleeping on the floor, just put them away. I just want to make sure you put them away in the right places. I don't exactly have labels on these drawers.
The kid is staring at dude.
You all right there, kid?
He nods.
All right. You think you can get a handle on this? He's looking like at the kid.
He nods again.
All right. Well, here, let's try something. Close your eyes, kid.
He stares at dude.
No, I'm not gonna like surprise you or anything. I just don't want you watching what I'm pulling out of the drawers.
God damn it, Mel. He closes his eyes.
Oh, no one else heard that?
Oh, I
Sure,
heard
everybody
it.
else heard it. We felt your reaction was enough for the rest of it.
Yes.
And he
I just didn't realize it was that kind of game, is all.
uh-huh.
You guys are not priests
Mm-hmm.
or preachers or whatever it is.
Yeah,
Deacons.
whichever the one is the one that everybody thinks is celibate. There we go.
Oh, that's not where I was going with that either.
Oh,
And
obviously.
he just kind of takes out a bunch of the tools that he would normally be using to work on something, some bits and pieces, and just kind of scatters it across the non-working counter, work in progress counter, and says, "All right, kid.
Actually, when he looks back, the kid's eyes are open.
Yeah, all right."
he was watching you.
Well, Let's see if you still have a decent memory, even cheating. Go ahead and put all that stuff away.
There you go. You've got a handout with NPC names on it.
Yeah, I have no idea who's who though.
There you go. How's that?
I like the fact that Kevin is just a gardener.
Well, if I had more of a split between male and female, then I would probably feel the need to label them both. But as it is, only one needs to be labeled because that makes the rest of them obvious. He starts putting them away.
Is he getting it right?
Yeah. More or less. Doesn't get them exactly where you had them, but he gets them back into the same position. Ties them down.
All right. All right. Not bad, kid. So yeah, as long as it's secured and pretty much in the same place, good enough for me. I'll try not to make too much extra work for you, but
The old dude, his name I promptly forgot, Vander. I think it was a really bad idea on my part to give you guys a ship that you could fill with NPCs. Now I'm gonna have to keep track of them and all their personalities.
oh yeah.
Just kill them all off.
I could, yeah. That's what the ship combats will do. Every ship crisis, crew lost. How do you keep rolling crew lost? I don't know.
It's weird. What a strange, crazy coincidence.
Just have ship combat work the same way it does in Star Trek.
Yes.
A random and entirely unrelated console blows up when our shields take a hit, and some nameless crew member is killed.
So, wow, who thought of that?
Happens all the time.
All right. The Vander kind of puts his hand on the kid's shoulder and says, "He'll be fine."
All right. And if you ever got any interest, kid, you want to tinker around and see if you want to make something or need something, just let me know. I'll let you use a counter if you want, as long as I know what you're doing.
He nods. All right, let's move back over to Nemo here. Well, it is fairly easy for Nemo to trace through the data. And he actually does find some video files that look relevant to what happened on the planet. Not so much specific to the tower that you were just at, or any of the towers really. But you get there are a bunch of files from security cameras or handheld cameras or orbital cameras, basically cameras from all various different angles of a planet that just kind of looks like a planet, a heavily urbanized planet. There is quite almost literally city structure everywhere. Um, there appear to have been uh, small parks and small areas of greenery, which were hopefully to provide some oxygen into the air. Um, but it does shed a little light on how these various skyscrapers and towers were also kind of self-sufficient already. Um, as you've gone through two of them now, you've you've seen methods, floors dedicated to growing things, mostly
Hydroponics
plants.
floor labs, that kind of thing.
Hmm?
Hydroponic labs, that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
hydroponic labs and some livestock stuff. And whether the assumption was that those were after the freeze or before, it now looks very, very much so like each building had its own little food supply of its own. Um, Probably the only reason that there are people still here, because what you're seeing on those videos is there's some of them focus on a mine that is on some area of the planet, um, and there's an explosion, a little explosion, and the view is close in enough that you can see people start running from the explosion, and it slowly expands. It just like a bubble of fire that is chasing these people, kind of like lava, but through the air. This particular video file ends when the bubble expands enough to have captured whatever camera was recording it, and so you don't actually see it catch up to the people, but it was speeding up, and they weren't running quite fast enough. Various other feeds that you find show much the same, but from different parts of the planet, different angles. On one, it's just a wall of fire spreading through the atmosphere, and you hear all the screaming of people of seal up the building. Um,
So the planet atmosphere basically ignited.
yeah, yeah, the planet's atmosphere ignited.
Fun random fact: when the scientists were preparing for the first atomic test at the Manhattan Project, they couldn't actually mathematically rule out that they might ignite the atmosphere. They were pretty sure that it wasn't going to, but couldn't rule out the possibility that it might.
Yeah, we've done some really dumb fucking stuff that's turned out all right for us through either sheer luck or misinformation. Like, I don't know just how great the actual risk of that Large Hadron Collider was, but if it was even a tiny risk, it was really fucking dumb. But we turned out all right. We're cool. And I don't necessarily think that those tiny risks should stop us from doing scientific progress stuff. It's just the one time that one of those tiny little risks actually happens, we are the idiots.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Well, when they set off the first atomic bomb, they hadn't figured out atomic energy enough to know that it wouldn't just ignite the fucking atmosphere.
Yeah,
Right.
I just said that.
Yeah, that's what Mel was just saying. Okay, so yeah,
And I'm back.
they ignited the atmosphere. There are a couple of videos you find that are more of a post ignition time lapse, and it's not even a particularly slow time lapse, but over the course of days or months, um, the the planet just starts freezing after that burned away the atmosphere.
Right. So a rough estimate would be that the population was reduced by 99%.
That what?
That
Oh,
the population count was reduced by about 99%, not
um,
more. If the entire planet was urbanized before.
let me look. Hmm. Yeah, that actually seems about right. Um, none of the uh, tall but smaller buildings have survived. There's um, n- well, at least as far as you've seen, nothing that wasn't tall enough to get a lightning rod or to have a lightning rod um, was able to generate any kind of power. Um, and so they probably all froze to death
Right, and
or
they would have
died
died
from
when the support systems failed.
yeah, when they stopped making oxygen. If the smaller buildings even had the self-sustaining capabilities as the tall buildings. And yes, if that was a large portion of the world, there are skyscrapers all over the planet, but they're not packed densely. So saying that 99% of the population died is probably pretty close. Hey, somebody's got a death toll higher than you guys combined.
Any is there any way to calculate or to get a guess to estimate how long ago this explosion actually happened?
Yeah, there actually should be a date on there. Makes me go back and look at my notes though. Let's see. About 200 years ago.
Okay.
So they've been here. They've been in these towers, stuck in these towers for.
You were a little bit quiet there, Emma. What was that?
I was saying that. So basically, these guys have been in like this in their towers and stuff for 200 years.
Yeah, and the part that you I think weren't present for is that it looks pretty clear that the taller skyscrapers, at least the ones that you visited, where they had floors dedicated to food and plants, it doesn't look like that was necessarily jerry-rigged in after everything exploded. Those actually look like they were built into the towers, into the buildings in construction. So these buildings were made with self-sustainability.
In mind, yeah.
And I think another part of that you missed is that the Nemo was able to see just how much urbanization this planet had undergone. It was almost entirely urban, with only small dots of greenery and parks. So building self-sustainment into the towers seems like a result of how they populated the planet more than any kind of, oh god, we need to survive a tragic incident coming up.
Yeah. Because I mean, like even now, they like some of the new or more edgy urban designers in places that are really densely populated, they're building like mega towers that have hydroponics and that sort of thing in them anyway.
Yeah. And
So it's
so,
not unreasonable for a place like this to have that kind of technology already in mind
mhm.
600 years into the future.
Actually, 1,200 years into the future.
1,200 years into the future.
Yeah.
Is that? Oh, are we? Okay.
We're at 3250, but in theory, they only started building this about 600 years ago. So
Yeah. Okay, my math was bad. I was thinking like it's 1,000 years into our future right now,
yeah.
minus 200.
Uh-huh. At some point, they started building this. It
Yes.
it was populated. Obviously, as you've seen, it was populated and colonized well before the Scream. And if they were able to build buildings across the entire planet's surface, then they'd been there for quite a long time before the Scream, and survived after the Scream, and then were there quite a long time after the Scream, just going away on their own until somebody struck the match. That is about what Nemo finds as far as disaster in those miscellaneous data files.
Mhm.
Um, Dude, doing anything else before heading down to sleep?
No, not really.
Okay.
You tinker a little bit, but nothing that actually accomplishes anything.
Colleen, Nemo?
Colleen skips dyeing the hair because she realizes they might have to go to decon again.
Okay.
They're just
Just
gonna play around with a puzzle box.
just keep working on the on the local languages then.
Right. And actually, I shouldn't have even included you in that question, Nemo, because what he's watching is going to take quite a while.
Yeah, I figured.
All right. We didn't do it before, but Nick, go ahead and roll a int check on that puzzle box.
Just an in check.
Just an int check.
In that case, that's what die is that?
It's
I
just
think I clicked on that.
2d6 plus your int modifier.
Okay. There you go.
Yay! She found another layer.
Yeah, well, that mission accomplished. She goes to sleep.
She's finding the right sequence of clicks and twists and slides, and here's a pop, and is it an exciting moment? I don't know. This is Colleen,
Well, first she's
and
excited, and also it occupies her mind. Otherwise, she'd be having dreams of zombies.
hmm and it expands to reveal more puzzle. So her puzzle box is slowly getting larger.
Yay.
All right.
It's the rest of it for the other towers. Once she murders all of those.
You guys have effectively moved my. It's the next day from 8:30 to 9 o'clock. I'm gonna have to start marking it down because I spent like an hour one of these days trying to figure out where a missing day had gone. And I finally found it in the stream. So, plus 1 day. Everybody loses a system strain, and if you're injured, heal your hit points in damage.
Uh,
Heal your
are
level
we using?
in damage.
Well, that would require that that would require that we use some scrap, wouldn't it?
Yes, everyone except for Nemo. If Nemo needs repairs, Nemo needs to get repaired.
Well, he does.
Maybe she should have said so.
I can just do it myself.
Yeah, you can't just do it yourself. With anyone else, it requires trained fix, but I believe Well, he's got train fixed anyways.
Yes. And that makes 7 days, by the way. So that means that now Nemo can now has a workable knowledge of all the local Rendelati languages.
Yep.
Nice.
Very nice.
That should come in handy.
I can never find the freaking VI player characters. There we go. Search VI player. There it is.
Okay, well, I'll set aside an hour or so, or however long it takes of that for the self repairs next day.
Alright. Each unit of spare parts.
Repairs level hit points, right?
Yeah. It takes 15 minutes to apply.
Okay, well, I'll need 2 units then to get to full hit, still get to full in half an hour.
Okay. That is 100 credits worth of spare parts that you're using.
No.
Can someone mark those off?
Yeah, we got.
Next thing he's gonna get is an invoice.
It's, to be fair, it is really cheap to repair androids.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, I keep looking for a unit of spare parts. Gosh, that seems like it should be so much more. Nope, it's just 50 credits.
Yeah.
So,
But it feels like it should be a lot.
it feels like it should be a lot more. Balanced by the time-consuming factor. You can't heal in combat nearly as easily as
Oh, yeah.
as other characters can. Okay. Nemo spends half hour in the morning, or perhaps between rests. His sleep cycle can be very weird. Repairing himself, that doesn't impede the day at all. Is anybody else doing anything other than the stated plan of going back to the tower?
But it depends on what the timetable for the entire day is. It's like the first thing we do, then no. Otherwise, Colleen will find something to detain herself.
I think we were going to let people get rested up, and then get another trip back down.
Well, you've had the night to rest up so far. How much more time are you going to give him?
Well, once the morning's.
I was gonna say, has dude built grenades yet? Has he built a drone yet?
Everything's dead in there. The dude wasn't planning to make grenades literally first thing in the morning. So he was going to start on something else. So if Colleen wants grenades, Colleen's going to have to come and ask for grenades. In the meantime, when dude wakes up in the morning, he goes down to the shop and sees if he's got enough materials to maybe make a basic kind of hand cart sort of thing, just to make all this scrap hauling easier.
You guys didn't include it on your inventory, and I'm thinking it might be because you took it apart, but there were some ATVs from Step.
Yes, there were. We did not take those apart.
Well, we took apart the ones that didn't work.
Right, yeah, I remember
Broke those
you
all
kept
down for
one.
scrap.
Everything else you turned into scrap. You kept one and the hover bike. The hover bike made it on. I think.
Yes, it did.
Yeah. But you do have an ATV. It should probably also be included to count against your maximum tonnage.
Is it on
No.
ship status or?
It should be on ship inventory.
I don't even see the hover bike on the ship inventory.
Yeah, I didn't either for some reason.
I don't think we had the ship inventory thing when we were on Stet.
Probably not.
It's unlikely that either of them will fit in the elevator.
Oh, yeah, it's on the it's on the vehicle bay listing under Stet Prime. ATV keep, hover cycle keep, rest
Yeah,
of them scrap.
there you
We
go.
just never shifted it over. My impression of the ATV is that they're bigger than the standard little Honda four-wheelers, right? Like they're vehicle sized, aren't they?
Is a Honda four-wheeler not vehicle-sized?
Well, more than one person.
Let's see. ATV Explorer. That's vehicle weaponry. There we go. Are rugged vehicles, either wheeled or tracked, driven by Type B power cells or locally available biofuels? You're using Type B power cells. They're designed to take a tremendous amount of punishment before breaking down and support repairs using basic tools and frontier expedients. These are Jeeps.
Yeah, I like how that description doesn't tell you how big or how many people you can fit into them.
No, that's in the stat block. The ATV Explorer has a crew of 8.
So yeah, vehicles. So this is a Humvee, basically.
Yeah, I guess it's more of a
it's
Humvee.
It's an APV, really.
Yeah, it is 25 tons.
Speed 0.
Yeah, don't try to make any maneuvers with this thing.
Yeah. Armor 8. So yeah. Nice. So that feels too big to stuff into this building, to me.
Yeah, wait, how much?
Yeah,
wait, how much? 25 tons?
25 tons. I think I didn't realize that it was quite that big. Mel, you have a new handout you can see.
That's like two. You said Humvee? That's 2.5 Marauders, the ridiculously oversized larger brother of a
Jesus
Humvee.
Christ! It's 25 tons.
Keep in mind it's 25 metric tons, so
Yes.
that's only 1,000 kilograms as opposed to 2,000 pounds.
Yes, it's 25,000 kilos.
Jesus Christ!
A Marauder weighs in at 9,900 kilos.
This
Fuck
is an
this thing
armored
made
vehicle.
of? Yeah.
I'm not. Don't take that as it's actually 25 tons. It takes up 25 tons of cargo space.
Right.
Empty space and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, the shipping weight of the vehicle for ship loading purposes. Whereas the hover cycle, 1.
But,
Yeah.
But one is this is a huge armored vehicle.
Yeah. Not so sure it's armored. Yeah, it's heavily armored. Jesus Christ, it is heavily armored.
Okay. At that weight, it would have to be
It
armored.
has to be. Yes.
Yeah. Otherwise, it would have to be built of gold to be that heavy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Of course, their cars are pretty heavy too. Their ground cars are 10 tons. So it's just the heavy vehicles.
Well, a motorcycle isn't 1,000 kilograms either.
No. So we're fiddling with approximations here.
We are.
Yeah, this is a big motherfucker.
Yeah. Let's keep it at looking like an armored Marauder.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah,
Which is still ridiculously huge.
Yeah.
Okay, so never mind that. I wasn't thinking they're quite that large. You wouldn't even be able to get it down in the shuttle.
No. It's too big for the friggin' shuttle.
So, all right, dude
This is for planetary maneuvers where we can actually land on the flipping planet.
Oh, you can land on the planet.
No,
Now the hover
I
cycle.
don't want to destroy my ship. Thanks.
The hover cycle could. Yeah. I feel like maneuvering the thing would, and the hassle of all that would offset any benefit of its carrying capacity.
Yeah, probably not.
So yeah, he's just gonna try and weld together a quick hand cart if we don't already have. I mean, we gotta have hand carts and shit, right? They wouldn't have stripped that out when they stripped the ship.
How do you think they got all the stuff off the ship?
Piece of shit. So dude's making a couple of hand carts.
Yeah, go ahead and make a roll for that. Let's see how long this takes. You just roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's angrily making hand carts.
Stupid brats of frats of
God damn it. Who steals hand carts? God fucking damn it. Seriously.
It only takes them an
question:
hour.
Did we notice any hand carts
In the
when
tower?
we were in the tower?
No.
Oh.
Well, aside from, I mean, technically yes, but they're just the standard little office rolly things.
Okay.
They would suffice, but not very well.
Fair enough.
Dude's efforts here may actually cut time off of the 7 days, whereas the 7 days was based on taking no additional efforts and using whatever was available, such as those office supplies and
Those hand carts,
chairs and
yeah.
whatever. You could stack things on rolling chairs.
Done that before.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Okay. You guys have a couple of hand carts after an hour, assuming Cap, gives him the time to do that.
Of course,
Yeah.
she would.
Mel, Nemo is welcome to share this bit of information with the group if you like.
Yeah, he absolutely will.
Um, it would require him to put it into some format that isn't 7 days long. So
Yeah,
either writing a report or something.
Yeah, he'll curate the info and compile it into a nice little info dump that can be sent to their tablets.
Okay.
Including cheerful hotspots like estimated loss of life at 99% of the total planet population.
Cap probably would make a comment on, well, that's worse than what we've done. Sorry.
It also means that there is a distinct possibility that any of the survivors may not have exact information regarding the cause of this and the fate of the other towers, seeing that close to 10 generations have passed since disaster.
It's a long time to be cooped up in a tail. No wonder our friends wanted to get the heck off.
Well, I mean, You'd think they'd be sending like anthropology, man, I can never say that goddamn word. Anthropological scientists and shit to study these people, because like this is,
Not
I
if
mean,
they're unfriendly.
well, I
Yeah,
suppose.
they probably did, and then they all got shot.
Because like, I mean, their whole society has to be completely weird, just living in them towers and shit.
As opposed to a small metal can in space.
Well, yeah, but we ain't stuck on the small metal can in space. Now, granted, I'm not saying we ain't weird, but you know. But that's got to be, yeah, man, that's crazy. I'd feel more sorry for them if they hadn't spent most of their time shooting at us or trying to kill us.
All that
But
inbreeding.
judging from that scale, that would indicate that whatever happened at the tower we just visited must have been a fairly recent event, since it's highly unlikely that the population in their current feral state there could have survived for decades, if not centuries.
So that makes me wonder if something brought, like, they didn't have their own shuttle, right?
You did not see a shuttle, no.
I wonder if people got out.
True. It's
They could
quite
have
possible
taken
that,
that with them.
yes, and have escaped to either for open space, which is unlikely given the capabilities of these shuttles, or for another tower.
Well, that's pretty crazy, man.
Or they didn't have, well, I mean, they have a shuttle dock. That would make you think that.
Which raises the possibility both of there being survivors who could tell us what have happened, and for this pathogen to have spread to other towers on the planet. Exactly.
Right. So, anytime we go to a new tower, guess what we're going to do? We're going to wear our vac suits.
That would be a wise precaution, Captain.
That sounds good to me.
You guys head on down?
Yep.
But I believe, Captain, that we should increase our efforts to finding out exactly what has happened here, if for no other reason than to determine whether or not a threat continues to exist that could potentially get off planet.
Really don't want this. But for all we know, whatever did this, did it just to these people, and wouldn't do it to others because we've already been exposed or inoculated against it. We don't know what it is. That's the thing.
Yeah, we are working with a lot of unknowns.
Very true. Perhaps if we go down to the tower again, we could search for any flight logs or any surviving systems that might have logged the coming or going of a shuttle.
And we'll have Colleen do that.
I'm sorry, Mel. Didn't realize that the actual information on that handout was
It's just
locked
a
away
picture.
in the GM notes.
Yes, I wondered why you just sent me that nice picture.
Here you go. Have some information.
Thank you.
This is stuff that he's learned mostly from observing the broadcasts
Right.
and from having absorbed their culture. Um, can I include Ascension and Fallen in there? No, not. Okay, that's fine. You guys head down towards the planet's surface again. We don't have Jeff here with us today, so is Clark staying on the ship or is he flying the shuttle?
He's flying the shuttle.
Okay.
He is our pilot.
Yeah.
And then he'll stay
He
on the
can
shuttle
just.
to make sure that any survivors don't sneak on board.
Hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
Sounds right to me.
He attempts to avoid
Dying.
the worst of the electrical discharge, and
All right.
he finds a path
Not too
through this
bad.
time. Maybe Jeff needs to just have me start rolling it for him. I still don't like how Roll20's character sheets don't just put the name of the. Well, I guess it does put the name of the roller in there. Okay.
Yep,
Of the
it does.
character that's rolling. Yeah. I just forgot that Jeff hasn't changed it from the code.
Yeah.
Clark navigates through the cloud and back to Dead People Tower. You guys pass the authorization check and have 100 floors of salvageable equipment ahead of you that you can cart back to your ship 10 tons at a time. The bulk of your efforts at first are going to be removing what is salvageable, and that may take a day or two just to get the things that you actually want out of the larger, bulkier things that are of no use to you.
Mm.
I mean, first of all, Alexa's gonna run basically recon of the entire building again.
Okay. Oh, and I forgot to ask before you went down, did you want to take Chi-Shin with you? The 7-day projection is for uh, 4 people skilled with fix.
Yep. We'll take her with us.
Okay. She wears her own vac skin,
Got us there.
and Alexa runs a scan of the building. The same few still living survivors are still living and still laying where you last saw them, at least as far as you can remember.
I don't need to remember. I have a map of the marked locations of where they were.
Well, I'm talking about specific position. Yes, they're still in the same location, but if you wanted to go and see if they've moved at all, that would be either memory or scanning back in the files.
Good enough.
Alright. You guys get to work? Anything
Yeah.
else you want to do before that?
Yes, Colleen was gonna point out the exact floor they have to go to get to that master terminal.
Okay.
Oh, did you want Nemo to wear a vac suit this time as well?
It would be easier to decontaminate, yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I think it was brought up last time. So if asked, he would absolutely wear one.
Okay.
Yeah, I think just for ease of decontamination.
Yep. In that case, he'll wear one as well.
Alrighty. So Colleen points out a path going up to the top floor. You can also try the elevator again.
Yeah.
The master terminal is 70 floors up.
Yeah, we're gonna use the elevators.
Okay. Get to your dead people tower here.
Assuming it doesn't make the dead people wake up.
I
That
assume
would be
Colin is
bad.
watching them when the elevator is called.
Yep.
Okay. You press the button and the door opens.
Is the elevator car there?
This is where you called it to last time.
Ah, it didn't have to travel. The hit the button, ding. Oh,
Yes.
And it and it wasn't full of blood.
It's not full of blood.
yeah. Well, as as Nick said, was full of elevator car.
Yes.
Going up then.
Alright. You hit the button for the top floor and the elevator shakes and rumbles like a great beast shaking and rumbling. I'll work on my metaphors later. Colleen does see some of the still clinging to life survivors. She's watching one and it moves. It's trying to go towards the elevator, but it's not making a whole lot of progress. It's not even
That's
standing
good.
up. Shortly, the elevator does reach the top floor and opens into a sort of antechamber. Y'all can fit into it unless some of you want to stay in the elevator, but the door in front of you is closed.
I'm
All
sure
right.
we'll all go in.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, I'm assuming that trying to get access to the top floor was not part of what Colleen prepared for. She was preparing her hack, and my understanding is that she was preparing the hack for actually accessing the master terminal once she got there.
Yes. Well, it was basically a review of the procedures she used to basically crack through their computer systems.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of how the system responded when kind of alarms were trying to go off, how the resistance mounted.
Mm-hmm. Well,
So if it's the same kind of system like the one she accessed before, there might be some familiarity. But yeah, the playing in general was more like kind
yeah.
of how to deal with the worst response that system could throw up.
Well, my interpretation of preparing the hack is you know what you're trying to get out of the system. For in this case, everything or what system you're hacking into, the master terminal, and what you're trying to get from the system, which is uh, everything on it, more or less.
Yep,
But other things like trying to get through a locked and secured door would require a separate preparation.
that's fine. In case you would just, well, if it's in a, I mean, how heavy is that door?
um, it looks decently secure from this side. And of course she has Alexa, so um, it's a decent security door. It's not something that you guys could not get through with time or with effort.
Yeah, she would recommend time and effort in that case.
Doesn't
Just
want to try
because
and hack her way through it?
well, here's the thing. She would, unless she knows that, well, she knows that the master system controls everything. So no, she would rather not alert the system to anything.
Okay.
Would us breaking through the door do that?
It would, but not in the same way that she's concerned about.
Yeah. Yep. She's basically worried about setting the system to alert so that it looks for other intrusions.
Like, if there were actually people manning security stations or people up on that top floor, they would know that the door's been breached, but it's not going to make things more difficult for her to hack once she gets to that terminal.
Okay.
Well, if she just does make it more harder, then yeah, she would try to basically do the quick and dirty version, the 10-minute version, trying to
Oh,
get
no,
through
no,
the door.
that was me saying if they did the work and effort would not
Oh,
make
yeah,
things more
yeah.
difficult.
In that case, yeah, work and effort.
Yeah, trying to hack through it, she thinks could possibly make the future hacks more difficult, or they could be completely separate.
Well, that's what she ran into last time.
Yeah. So, how are you guys gonna try and get through this door here? And I'll let Nick explain from Colleen why she's not just hacking it.
Well, we would look at Dude, point to the tools, and let's see if we can't just disassemble the entire freaking door. And we have an android for heavy lifting. So yeah, basically either, well, not burn through, but take it apart
Physically
mechanically.
breakthrough, yeah.
I mean, lockpick would be nice, but if there's a say, just disassemble the door. I mean, if we need the heavy equipment, we do have a toolkit on the shuttle.
How solid does the walls next to the door look?
Um, from this side, they look like normal walls. Um, if Nemo has access to Alexa's data stream, or is basically if it's being fed to his data pad also.
That would be.
Okay. Um, it might actually be easier to go through the walls and do a little bit of climbing around. That, depending on the outside structure, there's a slim chance that that could also expose your oxygenated atmosphere inside to non-oxygen to explosive hydrogen outside.
That and
Yeah,
since
let's
we
not do
plan
that.
on salvaging, it's easier all around if we have like an open doorway. Instead of then trying to take things apart and trying to squeeze them through that as well.
I'm not trying to make a door here be an end-all obstacle here. Just let me know how you guys are trying to.
We're gonna disassemble it using like the fixed skills and stuff. That's what we're gonna do.
Okay. Um, so for this, work is a more appropriate skill, except for one person with fix to guide the work. Anybody have the work skill? Chishin
No.
raises her hand.
Nope.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure that, yeah, I'm at -1 on work.
Same here.
I don't work, apparently.
Okay. Well, you'll still need to be rolling it. Who? Uh, so let's say that two people can work in the door. Chishin is an obvious choice because she actually is skilled at that. Um, yeah, lazy bums. And one person rolling the fix skill also assisting with the work, not with an actual roll.
Would it help to have someone roll? Would it help to have someone roll lead to direct the people working?
That could. You could. It, yes. Let's do the fix roll first and see where that sits at, and then you can make any assessments based on that roll if you want to add lead on there. Who's got the highest fix?
I think
That'd be Colleen.
Well, we're tied, sort of.
No, I'm one higher.
She has
You're
a
on
higher
fix.
intelligence bonus.
Yep.
Right. We're both at fix 2. She's at int
Yep.
+2.
She would still nominate you because he's demolitions and things like that. That's his department.
It certainly is much more his forte. She's good at putting things together. He's better at taking them apart.
Yeah.
Okay, so dude's making that primary role. Chi Shin is doing work. Who else is doing work? It could be Colleen, Cap, or Nemo.
Nemo.
I got work at -1.
Is it work plus what? Or is it just work?
Con or strength.
So it's better on those two.
0 on both of those.
Yeah, -1 on strength.
Where's Cap at?
Link Cap have con?
Well, she's currently not there, so
Ah,
give her like a minute or
But I
two.
can, but I can do lead with +2 if you need someone to get someone to supervise it.
We're not doing highway road work.
Wouldn't that be lead -1? Did
That would
everything
be
with
-1.
AFK?
Why would it be -1?
We're making a joke about
Highway
crummy
road work.
highway work.
Oh.
How it never gets accomplished.
Ah,
Oh yeah, that's right. He's in a different country, so he might not have that problem.
Yeah, they might actually
Oh.
fix their roads over there.
yes, they do.
I will say they
All the
work
time.
on the roads here.
Well, they plant those pretty little orange cones. That's work,
Mhm.
right? That's
And they
technically working on the road, is putting
Yeah,
the cone
well,
You
down.
just
well
you
they
just
tear
rarely
up
see-
the roads.
you just rarely see it being done here because it's always done at night.
Oh Jesus.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah. I think I spent at one point 6 years driving past a couple of miles of road construction.
Where it was never anything done on it.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's like 680. Like it just it was always being worked on and
Yeah.
never done.
She's back.
Oh, very good.
Sorry.
That's all right. So, I don't know how much you got, but to get through this door, having one person roll fix to guide what work actually needs to be done to get this done the most efficiently. That person can also be rolling work, by the way, and two people rolling work with either strength or con to do the work. And the suggestion of also somebody rolling lead has been tossed out to supervise the work.
Well, I think Cap can supervise the work pretty well. She knows what she wants done. Dude
Okay.
for fix. And probably fix and work. And Nemo for work.
He's really bad at that.
Everybody is.
But he doesn't tire.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Emma, we were asking, does Cap have con at anything above a 0?
+2.
So one of the work possible skills was work and con. We figured Cap might actually be decent at that. Well,
Yes, but she's got a -1 to her work.
Yeah,
think
everybody
everybody
does
does. Everyone
actually,
else.
except for Chishin. And remember, you've got Chishin in there too. She
true.
does not have a -1.
Does she have a? Is she at just base zeros for con and strength?
I'll be right back.
NPCs don't get stats.
Ah, gotcha.
NPCs get a skill bonus. She can roll with a +1. Period.
So she'd actually be better for work, yeah.
Yes, she's a good candidate for work. That's why I said her character sheet raises its hand.
All right, so Nemo, you got your lead skill yet?
I can. No, but I can tend, which makes me roll it with a total of +4.
I think that works.
So
That
yes,
works.
Okay, so Cap and Chishin are doing the work that dude is watching and seeing on Alexa what the best pathway is.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and get the fix roll first. See how good dude's analysis of this structure is.
No modifiers.
No modifiers.
All right.
And this was questioned before. Why wouldn't you get a modifier with the drone helping you out? Well, you're getting the roll because the drone is helping you out.
Yeah, I figured. So
Okay.
12.
Dude makes a reasonable assessment of the structure, and Chishin and Cap get to roll work. Obviously plus con for Cap. Oh, Chishin didn't roll very well. Cap did. And Nemo. How do you see him projecting his words and leadership into the effort that's being put forth?
oh, he will. Since he's been studying hard for just that, he will absolutely adapt and mimic the style, tone of voice, etc., and vocabulary of Cap.
Okay. Might I also note that Chishin is a Rain the Lottie native?
Well, in that case, he'll obviously, for those parts directed at her, he will be speaking her language.
Okay. Go ahead and roll lead.
But yes, very much, and for those who are Cap or familiar with her, it should be rather obvious what he is doing, and possibly rather eerie considering how spot on he is with what he's doing.
I'm back.
Let's see. How am I? Actually, it wouldn't be easier if we just roll Chameleon instead. That way, I don't have to type in
Yeah.
a lot of weird tricks.
Yeah, just roll Chameleon.
Yes, I'll allocate one processing to Social Chameleon, pick lead, and roll lead.
Okay. And I'm happy that this opportunity presents itself for Nemo's skills to be put to use.
Hooray!
Okay.
There you go.
I'm basically letting you replace the bad roll from Chishin with the lead roll.
Well,
So that's an 11 instead of a 5.
yep. She'd probably also be the one, the only one who wouldn't be somewhat unnerved by it, since she wouldn't be familiar enough with Cap to realize. So that makes sense, and with the added familiarity of her own language being spoken.
Okay.
Yeah, that does make perfect sense.
That should actually be a focus. leadership to replace a bad check with a guided check.
I like that.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna write it down. Okay. The door is dismantled efficiently, and it takes less than half an hour to get through and into what's probably the tower's master suite. It looks very, very similar to the top floor in Spooky Tower. The arrangement is similar. There are windows that look out. There's a massive glut of machinery um, snugged against one wall and occupying a large space in the room. And you know that that's your lightning rod control. There are computers and other equipment spaced around the room, and one of those, or all of them, are what Colleen is looking for.
There you go, kiddo.
Well, she will find herself a comfy seat if there is one.
Yeah.
And then
Are
she...
there bodies?
There are no bodies up here.
Actually, she would look around first to see if maybe someone was stupid enough to write down an access code.
uh, she doesn't see anything like that on first glance or on a cursory search.
Okay, she would actually search.
Okay, go ahead and roll notice. This is going to be int notice because she's... Well, yeah, I'll let you have it, int notice. She doesn't see anything that looks like it's actually a password.
Oh well. Still worth a shot. That might have made things easier.
No post-it note with password on it.
No.
Try 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Well, and yeah, well then she would do it the hard way. Basically,
Okay.
plug things in, get the data storage unit ready. If she finds anything interested that thing
She
is
prepared
ready
this
to sleep.
hack. So she's... here we go. Here's justification on why it's a prepared hack for a single purpose. She's got it on a drive, on a flash drive that she's working from. It's not just mental preparation. There's actual code that she's pre-written, which is why it's only a main action to do all the typing necessary for hacking. Does that work for you, Nick?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's how she would have done it. Basically, the last time she made it up on the frickin' fly.
And it took 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This time, well, that and fighting the stuff in real time.
Right, right.
This time, she's basically launching attack routines that
Mm-hmm.
worked last time. A little bit adjusted. So, yep.
Okay, let me bring back the hack. I like that I can find it easily now just by searching for executing the.
Nice.
I just use the bookmarks and click hacking.
Yeah, that requires more clicking. Okay. And was she trying to just do a complete database acquisition on this?
If possible, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, at this point, she's not too worried about getting full control of the system. It's more like the goal was to find out, do they have anything about the disease? What was the purpose here? So, yep.
Okay. Well, just go ahead and roll straight to that.
Yes, the 3d6.
And one of those dice is covered up by Clark's character sheet, so all I see is 6, 6. Colleen's preparatory work, um, and her skill, obviously, make it look like all she's done is plug in her drive,
And
type a little
press
bit.
enter.
She does have to do some ad-libbing on the
Right.
fly. So she types a little bit, and then she's done.
Fly, my minions. As the code launches itself.
um, she's seen the hack execute. It does not appear to be running into any problems, and appears to be skirting all the security issues. It is going to take a bit of time to actually get all the data copied. I believe I saw somewhere, yes, an
Yep,
hour.
takes a while.
Oh, it's supposed to require a line shunt. I'll forego that this time. Right, because you would normally need a line shunt for something that takes more than a few rounds to do.
Yep.
Okay. While data is speeding along that terminal that Colleen has just jacked into, what are the rest of you doing?
I mean, once dude isn't needed to help out with this, he'd start back in on haul and salvage.
Okay, so you're splitting the party?
He's unless there's the necessity for him to stand there and watch Colleen do this.
There is stuff that he can do up here.
Nemo will look around to make sure that there aren't any survivors hiding any still active survivors hiding anywhere nearby.
Did control of the drone get past to Nemo?
He'll just
Nope.
walk. He'll just do it himself.
Okay.
He'll just walk.
Okay. Nemo does not find any other survivors. Well, any survivors up here. Dude in cap, you doing anything while Colleen monitors her work? She's
She's
basically
gonna
just staring
watch.
at the screen as it does stuff right now.
Does the computer have a Tetris game?
No, but it probably has Snake.
What about Gallagher?
You would have to use a different computer. Your computer is occupied. And If anything did go wrong with the hack that required Colleen's response, she would be at a disadvantage if she distracted her attention. It's like piloting a ship through metaspace. You want the pilot there in the seat and not running to try and recontrol a ship that's quickly veering off course.
Oh yeah.
She can, if she's that confident in her hack.
No, she likes her attention on that anyway. It's relaxing.
Okay.
I guess Cap will go around, see if there's anything else that's usable here.
Yeah, it does look like there's usable equipment up here. This is part of the salvage that you can take with you.
Okay. Is anyone, like, are we splitting the party? Like, could we leave someone here with Colleen?
That was what Nemo was doing. I figured. Specifically the reason he's looking around here is to make sure that there aren't any survivors that sneak up on her while she's working. At least that was the intention. I don't know if I communicated that correctly to you, Mike.
And he has not found any.
Like, what I was thinking is, like, going the next floor down and just kind of seeing what else is here.
Okay. When you say seeing what else is here, do you mean start stripping things out of, basically start preparing to truck things back in the shuttle?
I think we
Or-
can probably do that.
Okay.
Might as well. I mean, we're on this floor.
Well, she's talking about going down a floor mat.
Yeah, like going down a floor and
Yeah, as long as we stay close.
You can do that. Chishin can help with that. Are you leaving anybody with Colleen?
who would be willing to stay with Colleen?
Well, I mean, if Cap wants to take Chishen, then Dude will stay with Colleen.
Can you not hear me? Am I being muted?
Could not hear you.
No, we can hear you now, but we didn't hear you before.
Okay, I guess that's why I repeatedly stated that the specific reason why Nemo was looking around this area was to make sure that nothing interrupted Colleen while she was working. So that is pretty much what he's doing.
Okay.
Right. No, we heard that part, and that's why I relayed that information, and that's why I guess my question is anybody staying with Colleen? If Nemo has anything he wants to point out based on his findings, then, or if he did do, then we didn't hear that.
No, I meant that he is staying with Colleen, looking around to make sure that there aren't any.
I see. Okay. No, I simply
Yeah.
misunderstood
Alright,
you.
now that's clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Okay.
You were not. Yeah, it was not clear that was what he was doing.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry, Mel. I thought you were just saying that he's searching now so that he can leave later. So basically, searching to make sure that there was nobody here so that she could be left alone.
No.
Okay.
And Dude will go to floor down with Cap.
Okay. And we'll point out that puts only 2 people with fixed skill working on that floor.
Do we still need the fix skill?
Yes.
Once the hack is in?
The fixed skill is what's letting you identify and quickly pull things apart for salvaging. You're not going to be rolling it. It's just you need
Gotcha.
the 7-day time frame, which is lessened because of Dude's work, is based on having 4 people with any level of fix to do the work.
Well, we're going to be down Colleen for the duration of the hack anyway, so we might as well, get at least something accomplished. If we stood around and did nothing, we'd get less accomplished.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
That's what I was thinking. Is go down a floor, start taking apart stuff that's not going to impact Colleen,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could go and ruffle through personal effects that might have been left behind.
Well, that's kind of part of what's going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, I'm assuming that you're salvaging the whole building. You're not just looking for salvage. You're doing a full sweep here.
Yeah. We are going to take this tower for everything usable.
Okay. Shishin,
I'm tempted to do food as well if there is any, but
I don't know that I would trust it, but
yeah, I don't. But if there's cloth and other things that they can make use of, or that sort of thing, things that can be easily decontaminated.
mm-hmm.
right.
But no, don't trust the food.
Shishin, as you guys are working, comments that she knew some of these people.
Do you know how long ago this happened? Or what happened?
Terracom stopped broadcasting about 2 months ago.
Do you know if they had any visitors?
No,
You don't know, or no, they didn't have any.
I don't know. They never broadcast that they did.
All right, maybe that's something the kid can find out.
They just stopped broadcasting. Now we know why.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys spend some time working. Colleen the hack goes uninterrupted, and she manages to acquire the entire database without needing a line shunt. Oops. Um, what is she? Is she gonna join the other three in starting the salvage operation for realsies?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay.
Going over the data can be done before going to bed.
Okay. If she's not too tired. The stripping and salvaging operation is going to be work intensive. Um, and Colleen's hands are needed for this because she is one of the more efficient at knowing what she's doing. Um, and by that I mean she's slightly better than the other two.
Gonna say she's the best at what she's doing.
It's a hard day of work. Um, as I said before, you're not actually carting things to the shuttle just yet. Um, the way I had pictured it in my 7 day plan, optimally, is uh, preparing all of the, as I said, pulling stuff out of the bulkier equipment so that you're only carting away what's useful. Um, and doing that for a couple of days, getting piles of stuff that will be moved when you're ready to take the shuttle. So when you go back, you can take 10 tons worth of scrap back with you. You'll have more than that sitting there waiting in the tower for your next trip. Okay. That is the end of your tower day. Unless anybody is doing anything special, I'm going to go ahead and let Clark fly you back. Alright, Clark flies you back. There's Not quite make that this time. But the shuttle doesn't take any damage.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
It's just a bumpy ride.
It's just a bumpy ride, yeah. He doesn't actually avoid the worst of the discharge. The shield, however, holds up and doesn't short out any of the circuits. You're still at 90%.
Awesome sauce.
All right. The day is strenuous. Everybody is going to take a system strain. Unless you weren't doing any of the work.
I
No,
don't think there
Cap
was
was
anybody that
helping.
wasn't working. Yeah.
Nick, if Colleen wants to go over any of the data that she got from that terminal, she's going to be pushing herself and won't be able to recover hit points or system strain.
Yeah, but she's just curious.
Okay. Okay. As for Nemo scouring the other data, this is a no check.
Yes.
Hmm?
This is a what?
A no check for Colleen. Were you able to hear me, Mel?
A no check for Colleen.
Yes, Colleen is making a no check to go over the data. The only reason I referenced Nemo is because I
I'm
was.
on fire.
Wow. Hang on.
Falls like that. Maybe I should stretch myself even further and fuck around with a potential meta space destroying device.
No.
I'm getting all the double sixes.
She has gotten double sixes, and once again, oh, you only rolled 2 dice this time. Okay, so there is no third die to hide.
Nope.
All right. Um. So Colleen is looking for data on what happened in that tower.
Yeah, that's more the focus, but also kind of what they were doing before, what the purpose was, anything interesting there. But yes, specifically, what she really wants to know how that happened with the outbreak, how that happened.
Okay. Well, there are a couple files on there that didn't actually require any effort on her part. Um, they stand out. They are essentially logs, and you see a man in uh, grungy kind of clothes, old clothes, um, talking about how the infection seems to be spreading, um, and this may be the end for Terracom Global Tower. Terracom Global? Yeah, I think so. Terracom Global Tower. Um, he goes into a little bit of history just for the sake of it, in his own words, for the sake of it. Now,
If you see
it's
this, we might just be dead.
it started with so and so starting to decay abnormally um, around the chest region. That matches what you guys saw. And not decay, he corrects himself to say, starting to, the skin started turning gray. Um, and then people around him and then more people, and then that first one, while quarantined, started attacking other people in quarantine. But by that point, it appeared to have spread throughout the bottom floors, and he takes the camera, points it at scans across a group of people. These are my wife, kids, and best friend. We're gonna try and make a run for it. The infection seems to have only spread up to the 30th floor.
If you had to query for it, is there anything kind of that relates to if they had a shuttle or if there were any launches detected, things like that?
Yeah, she's able to cross-reference while the video continues, and yeah, there was a launch about 2 months ago.
Does it list where they might have gone?
It does not. Um, After collecting himself for a moment, he goes on to say that he has replaced all of the data that Terracom Global, before the Scream, had researched. He apologizes to anyone that comes across this looking for valuable pre-Scream technology or research, but
Somewhere on the ship that's not aboard. God damn it!
but the pre-Scream entertainment, media, news, this is what needs to be kept. The technology drove us to this dismal future. Let's remember the good things.
Damn Luddites.
I was gonna say, like actual Luddites.
And then there's a clip of Abbott and Costello.
Oh jeez.
Are they being chased by the mummy?
Nope, they are. Who's on first?
Mm-hmm.
And with the end of that skit, his video log ends. And Colleen can.
The one could argue that these particular Luddites have a bit more, well, have a bit more of a reasonable foundation for their antipathy towards technology.
Colleen can do some quick cross-referencing. Well, not so quick. It is taking her some time, but it's not particularly difficult to confirm what he said. That yeah, the files here are almost exclusively news reports from before the Scream. News reports, media, some entertainment, decent amount of music. One of the songs actually catches her ear. She's heard it before.
Does she remember where?
She's pretty tired. She can't pull it off her memory right now.
She puts that one on the ship intercom.
Oh, she could be such a brat.
She just had to endure Abbott and Costello.
Okay. So,
What is it?
well, everybody's a little bit tired, but, dude, that sounds pretty catchy.
Nice.
In fact, it sounds, a lot like what he's been humming and plinking away at his guitar. every now and then. What he catches himself gravitating towards.
Interesting.
Yep, at the end of it. And this concludes our nightly broadcast. Colleen out.
Might have to do something about that unrestricted comm access.
Should just find it.
And in case anybody wants to note it down for whatever reason, the tune is called Rainy Day on Mars. It is a bit of mellow metal with fast anthems. Alright. Everyone get some rest. Restore one system strain except for Colleen.
So basically, don't take the system strain that we took.
Well, yeah.
How do I get permanent system strain?
Modifications.
How do you or how did you?
How do you? Just
Yeah.
saw it on the speed.
Yep, by the modifications, implants, cybernetics, basically.
And your class specifically can take permanent system strain. When you, if you replace any of your body parts, or sorry, if you make any of your body parts replaceable, you take permanent system strain.
Oh, I didn't notice that. That seems like a harsh mechanical penalty for something that gives no mechanical bonuses.
Maybe a little
Just
bit,
pointing that out.
but
Just pointing that out from a game design point of perspective.
I don't believe I made the techniques for or the routines for Chameleon system strain intensive. And they'll have slight mechanical benefits.
Isn't it only the full body one that has keep track of their hit points? Isn't that the only one?
I think the DNA was the only one that did not have some kind of benefits.
I think so. I'll look it up. I
Okay.
don't need to take up other people's time with it.
Well, and the face. You guys are on day 2. Proceed.
Yep, keep working at it.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Did somebody update the ship inventory with your 10 tons of scrap?
I thought that it would take all 7 days to get the 10 tons.
Oh,
no.
right. No, you can take back 10 on that first day. It didn't make sense the way I was parsing it, where you would just leave things all over the place. I mean,
10 tons or 10,000 tons?
I can't remember what the
10 tons is
equivalent.
10,000 scrap.
Gotcha.
Okay. So it'd be 74,000.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
You know what? I think the way I was saying it, you would be carting them all off near the end was before adding in the benefit of dudes' carts. So it makes more sense to actually leave with a cart full of stuff this time, or a shuttle full of stuff, since you're saving time.
Well, as we've been tearing down, dude has obviously been absolutely on the eye, keeping an eye out for anything that even resembles pre-tech.
Mm-hmm. He hasn't found anything like that.
Figured.
Mel, were you gonna say something?
Yeah, I was just saying that if it's the intent that the chameleon routines and rolling body swap stuff is causing permanent strain, then you should probably specify that, because it, in the house rules file, it just says strain.
Yeah, no, it's if I remember right, it's in the actual rules for the cosmetic routines, not the individual routines, but under chameleon cosmetic routines.
Each command routine adds one permanent system strain. Yeah, from
Yeah.
a mechanical perspective, I would strongly urge you to reconsider that.
I'll think about it. I'll point out, though, that it feels necessary to be in line with cybernetics. I realize that there is not a whole lot of benefit from those routines. And there's not a whole lot of mechanical benefit, but there's an incredible amount of versatility benefit that can't directly translate to mechanics. And you're modifying parts of processing structure to be able to be adaptable, and that's inherently injurious to the overall code integrity and strength. And that's the RP side of it. But I'll certainly take that into consideration if you can suggest any modifications that would balance the RP aspect of that with the lack of mechanics for it and leave the permanent system strain. I'm happy to hear them. Keep in mind, Mel, that I always consider shape changing to be of a massive non-mechanical benefit. Remember, I changed the. You might not remember this. I don't think you were here for the game. In 4th Ed D&D, the changeling race could do that at will, and I said, "Fuck no." So that's part of where my philosophy comes from on that. Shape changing is its own massive benefit, even without direct mechanical parallels.
But there is a. Oh wait, that's not relevant for now. We can take that discussion when we're not taking up other people's time.
Yeah, we can talk about it later, or type about it later. On day 2, add my +1 day, at 10:24. Okay. Day 2 goes much the same as the first day. A lot of hard work, stripping and pulling components apart, and then carting them back. Unless anybody does anything specific, day 2 has come and gone.
Nope, nothing specific.
Okay.
Yeah, can't think of anything.
Alright, plus day at 10:25. Add another 10 tons or 10,000 scrap. Take a system strain and to recover a system strain. Day 3.
Did Colleen get everything she wanted out of the mainline servers?
If by that you mean everything, then yes.
Okay. Knowing that, does dude think tearing the servers down would get any pre-tech?
The servers probably not. Same situation as with the spooky tower. Yeah, technically the servers were made before the Scream.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have any particularly useful pre-tech components.
Right. They're not made out of anything spectacularly cool. They're just servers.
Right. They don't have purpose-built pre-tech components. Is really what you're looking for.
Right. Okay. Then we'll just keep trucking.
Okay. Day 3 comes and goes. And unless anybody does anything, we're gonna just skip right past it too.
That's fine.
I can't think of anything that we would, other than just continuing to tear the tower down.
Plus, I like the sequence we've got. We've got the plus day at 10:24, 25, and now 10:26. Because I wrote it when it still said 10:26 on my clock, so it counts. That's important.
Mm-hmm.
Day 4. Take a system strain, recover a system strain. And you
10,000 more scrap.
10,000 more scrap. You should have gained a total of
we're at
30,000 so far.
Yeah, so we're at 104, 104, 130.
Mm-hmm. Sounds right.
Because I've only added on when you've told me to.
Yeah. No, that's finishing out the 4th day, right?
Yes, that's with finishing out the 4th day.
Yeah.
So that's a total of 40,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So from 60 to.
Yes, yeah, I was a day behind. So starting day 5, this should be the clearing out the last of the tower. If you've been searching the bodies too, then
Yes.
that should have added a little bit of time, but let's just hand wave that as well. You've gotten a small selection of cred sticks, which you've not yet had the time to identify or value. They, as other cred sticks, may be useless unless you can prove proper and rightful salvage.
Well, we can probably do that.
Yeah, it's all part of administrative process with the bank. Fortunately, you do have somebody on your crew that has administer.
Yay! Is it me? I don't know.
Nope, it's clerk.
Yay!
Day 4, you start working, and a couple of hours into your shift, you hear Tom over the comms. We got incoming.
Incoming?
Sorry, on day 5, yeah. Yeah.
Who? And all right, no, we'll get up there.
I'm not sure if they've seen us yet. I don't know how to work this thing.
You mean incoming to the ship or incoming to the building we're on down here?
To the ship.
Okay, so you've got incoming.
Well, yeah.
Right.
And
Alright,
with that,
so-
I am afraid I have to run here.
Okay. That's okay because I already planned on this contingency, although you're a half hour early. Nemo gets a blast of broadcast from a black box, and being that this is the first time he's really had this such sudden and intense exposure, he is temporarily incapacitated.
Okay. Blue screen of death.
Good enough. Alright, Mel, enjoy.
Thank you. Sure I will, as long as Denmark wins.
You should be enjoying the game whether Denmark wins or not.
I won't.
Oh, see
A
it
later,
was.
everyone. And
Have a good one.
just for the record, we're not playing my game next week because I'm on vacation. Likewise, I won't be here for for this game next week because I'm also on vacation, and possibly next week as well.
Okay.
Gotcha.
It's just gonna take Nemo
The
some
week
time
after,
to recover from
possibly
this.
the week after, possibly the week after that as well. Yeah, that's what I have to say.
Later.
So Doodle kind of shot up. You got like a time frame on this, Tom? Like we got a minute or two, or are you in trouble right now?
No! They're hailing me. Goddamn galactic mandate. Get up here.
Any possible way you can pass that through to the cap? She might be able to start talking for you.
What? I'm not talking to all of you already?
Pass them through to cap.
Yes, get them to me.
Why, you want to talk to them from the planet? Can't they track that shit or something?
Through the storms here? Probably not.
Also, I doubt they're gonna wait. Like, hold, please. My captain's on another planet. Can you give me like a half an hour?
In the
Yeah.
meantime, we'll get back up there.
Alright, let me try and figure this out.
Colleen, can you help him?
Unless I can magically make him more intelligent? No?
Can you walk him through it?
I can try.
Alright, you guys are trying to get back to the shuttle. Are you taking the elevator or the stairs?
Elevator.
Okay. You call the elevator, it rumbles. Actually, sorry. The elevator
Did we
doors
get?
open.
Did we get the lightning rod?
You've not
Not
gotten
yet.
the lightning rod.
I was
That's
gonna
the
say
last
probably
one.
not yet.
Because the second we take the lightning rod, we don't have elevators.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
You leaving it?
For now.
Okay.
Unless we want to spend the time taking it apart.
No, we don't really have time right now.
Alright. Elevator door opens and the building starts rumbling and groaning. Nick, how would you like Colleen to try and walk him through a reasonably complex process of navigating the storm? It's not just patching the incoming communication to the captain. It's getting it through the storm. You've managed to do that for your own communications.
She's actually gonna do it very easily. She's basically, if she doesn't have one or can't reproduce it, she's just gonna draw a freaking diagram and basically press this button, press that button, and any commands she would basically send over as in way if he actually has to type something in.
Okay.
Does that, but otherwise that button, and then a giant do not press this button.
Okay. This sounds like an int lead check to me.
Clearly.
I would also allow int talk. I actually totally forgot about the talk skill for a minute.
It doesn't make a difference.
I know.
Can't be in connect check, so they have that magical connection. My thoughts to your thoughts.
In this case, it cannot be a connect check.
Because nobody likes Tom.
Because connect isn't really suited for relaying this kind of information.
There you go.
Okay. Tom is as he's going through this, he gives you update. I'm getting real pissy up here.
How is that different from normal?
Like, apologize, man. Tell him it's technical difficulties.
I did apologize.
I doubt your sincerity in the apology, but that's neither here nor there.
Shut up, I'm working. Ain't it a good enough apology?
That's not an
No,
apology.
it's not an apology. Tell them you're sorry. You are experiencing technical difficulties and you're working on it.
I told them that first. They kept pushing at me. Anyways, it's done now. Here. And you're well, the elevator shortened your trip quite a bit. You're in the process of the lengthy process of depressurizing, repressurizing, and getting the shuttle out of the shuttle bay. You're just about at the end of that when Cap gets incoming communication on her compad through her data slab.
She will answer it.
Okay. She's got video on her data slab and can choose to relay the same or just project only voice.
Well, she's in a vac suit, so
Yeah,
yeah,
still has an
she'll
open
relay
window.
the same.
Okay. There's a uniformed, official-looking man, uniformed military-looking man. Hair is clean cut, combed, and his uniform is practically pristine. Hang on 1 second here. I see. Huh. Alright. Looks like we'll end the session a little bit early today. I didn't realize that you also need to leave, Em.
Mom and I need to go to the dump.
Okay.
And they
That
close.
sounds okay. Well, that sounds
So they don't have their garbage picked up. We have to take it to the.
I remember having to do that actually. It
To
sounds
the
like you're
garbage
taking
dump.
your RP into real life, Emma.
Or my real life into RP.
One or the other. So, would extra time be beneficial to you? Like if we end a little bit earlier than 20 more minutes?
Yes.
Okay. Then I suppose this is actually a good cliffhanger. He looks across to his view screen, looking at Cap. It says, "You're the captain of the Santa Clarita."
I am.
What are you doing in this space?
I'm sorry, I don't understand the question.
What is your business in Rain Lilati space?
We came here to help some of the survivors, which we've done. In fact, I have one of them with me now.
You hear a tentative hi from Jushin. And she's waving. I don't know if Cap swings the data slab to catch her. Otherwise, it's just she's waving at the data slab. He nods.
Yep, sure.
Okay.
We were in the area, and the at what's the space station?
Henry Station.
Henry Station. Yeah.
We were at Henry Station and told that we may be able to get some help from folks here in exchange for helping them, and that's what we've been trying to do.
Yes. You arrived at Henry Station unregistered. I'll need to board your vessel and take a look around.
Well, you're going to have to wait until I get back then. We are on our way back from the planet surface.
Okay. I didn't name this ship.
I did!
Oh.
Was somebody asking?
Huh? Oh, no.
Was somebody asking?
No, I mean, I didn't name the ship that he's talking to you from. Alright, he says, Derringer out. I'll await your communication.
Thank you.
And we'll go ahead and let it end there.